Coming up on this edition of Carolina Insider, see why more niche films are popping up at the Nickelodeon. Also ahead, we've got an update on Uncensored America's lawsuit against USC.
So we are suing this university because it violated our First Amendment rights.
But first, we've got information about earthquakes that struck Greenwood County on Sunday. Carolina Insider starts now.
Hello, and thank you for joining us. I'm Delaney Flanagan. Our top story today, recent earthquakes have brought the number of earthquakes in the state to 25 this year. Greenwood County was shaken up Sunday after 8 tremors hit the area. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, quakes ranged from 1.8 to 2.5 on the Richter scale, just below what humans can usually feel. Here in the Midlands, the Columbia Canal is finally getting repairs. The canal is right where the Saluda and Broad Rivers meet and is the main water source for Columbia residents. Here with more on that is Carolina Insider's Stephanie Adkisson. Stephanie?
That's right, Delaney. It's a windy day here outside of the Adventure Children's Museum overlooking the Canal Hydro Project. Starting in December, the three-legged stool of resilience project will begin and break ground and change the way Columbia gets its water.
Clint Sheely, the Assistant City Manager of Columbia Water, is providing oversight of the project.
We've been working tirelessly since 2015 to get these projects in a place where we can move to construction, get the funding necessary.
The project will use federal funds to complete 3 main objectives: the replacements of the headgates for better water control coming into the canal, repairing the embankment wall, and restoring the hydroelectric generating station, as well as providing an alternative water intake from the Congaree River.
The estimated cost of the project is $118 million and is projected to be completed on or before December 2027. Back to you, Delaney.
Thanks, Stephanie. On campus, Uncensored America hosted another event this week after facing a previous controversy. Last month, Uncensored America hosted the Roast of Kamala Harris, sparking national outcry from alumni, faculty, and students. On Monday, the same organization hosted a debate in Russell House Ballroom between InfoWars commentator Owen Schroyer and online streamer Destiny. The two argued about presidential candidates Trump and Harris, critiquing their policies, from reckless spending and immigration failures to issues like abortion rights, economic policies, and the validity of the 2020 election results.
Let's just move on. Of course. I've been telling Republicans that since the 2020 election, and they still haven't.
Student government granted Uncensored America $4,300 for this week's debate. The organization is still suing the university over controversy following last month's event. Student Senate originally denied UA's funding, and founder Sean Semenko argues that decision was based solely on, quote, content and viewpoint, end quote. Uncensored America later received a little more than $3,000, but the group is still suing. Shifting away from politics, we have a list of several events you may be interested in. Here's a look at the Carolina calendar. For football fans, the Gamecocks play at Oklahoma on Saturday. Kickoff is at 12:45, and you can see it on the SEC network. Here in town, the State Fair is open until Monday. General admission is $20. And tonight, the Nickelodeon Theater is showing a Pride Month screening, Queens and Cowboys. Tickets are $5. You can learn about other Pride events happening this weekend in Columbia by going to scpride.org. Speaking of the Nick, tonight's film is one of many unique movies and documentaries you'll find at the theater. Carolina Insider's Eden Massey shows us how these types of films attract a wide range of people to downtown Columbia.
Thank y'all. How are we doing today? Good. How are y'all today? Good. Welcome.
Donnie Johnson is happy to be working. Even during Friday rush hour, he still takes a second to chat with each customer. After COVID forced the Nickelodeon Theater to shut its doors 4 years ago, Johnson says community is what brought customers back.
Definitely the like customer service, the interaction, like asking them questions like how did they enjoy the film.
Projectionist Jason Craig says that since reopening, audience habits have changed.
With COVID, there was all of the streaming services really wanted to pushed their product to the people that would have gone to the movie theaters.
The popularity of streaming services hasn't died down since COVID. Craig says the Nick has seen the consequences of the streaming boom firsthand.
So it just changed the habits of people in the way they viewed films and even in the way films get made, released.
Independent theaters across the country are struggling to compete with streaming giants. In its own bid to stay afloat in the streaming age, the Nick is appealing to more niche interests with a series of curated films. As the Nick navigates the path ahead, Donnie Johnson is confident that he can keep audiences coming back.
The popcorn is our secret, formula that
That's what keeps them coming?
definitely is the popcorn.
For Carolina Insider, I'm Eden Massey.
That's it for this edition of Carolina Insider, a student production here in the Kennedy Greenhouse Studio in the School of Journalism and Mass Communications. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here next week.